What's going on, everybody? Welcome to The Obsession. I'm Karl Befke.
I'm Mike Stadler.
Mike, we got a question from Steven today. It says, because he must be listening quite a bit, because we talked about quality deer management and then land managers. His question is, what do you guys think the difference between property managers and quality deer managers are? From Scott. Because we don't consider ourselves quality deer managers. So quality deer management.
I think it's a pretty easy question.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah, well, I mean, there is a huge difference. Why don't you lay it out?
Well, you know, we've always said we are property managers. So, you know, we manage what we can control. Basically, so 72 and 40 acres, which is setting our property up to sustain a healthy deer herd.
Correct.
And you have to determine how many deer that is, what your property can hold, feed.
Yeah, so carrying capacity.
Basically.
Yep.
Which requires taking does off of that property.
That is correct.
In most cases.
Yep.
You know, the one thing that you can put into the, you know, I'm gonna use my air quotes, quality deer management, is obviously we're trying to shoot a mature buck.
Right.
Or as we always say, the top 10% of the bucks we have on our property.
Yes.
Age class is irrelevant.
Pretty much.
To us.
Yes.
To us. So, you know, we're managing our properties for what we can capacitate or hold.
Yep.
And the top 10% of our bucks that we're trying to keep on our property. So, which is the complete opposite, really, of what an actual, not the opposite, I guess, but it's different than what a quality deer management is.
I believe quality deer management. So, and maybe not all of them, but the majority of the people that you hear talk about quality deer management are trying to hunt bucks that are 4.5 years of age and older.
Yeah.
That's what they consider a mature whitetail.
And we don't.
And we don't. A couple different reasons. Number one, and this is why we're property managers, not quality deer managers, is in certain areas of our state, in Wisconsin here, it's hard to get bucks past the 2.5-year-old age.
It is.
A 3.5-year-old deer to a lot of people in, let's just say, Columbia County is a trophy. And other counties, say you go to Buffalo County, because everybody's heard of Buffalo County, 3.5-year-old deer gets a free pass every time on most properties that are quality deer management. Like Mike said, we hunt the top 10% of the bucks we have to hunt because that's what we have to hunt. It doesn't make sense for us to pass on deer that, with a small property like we have, we know is roaming 350, 400 acres.
Yep.
Because the neighbors are going to shoot them. So
We saw it firsthand
this past year.
again this year.
Now, why don't you talk about that?
Yeah, so I mean, you know, we all know, especially if you've been listening to us a lot, which thank you, we appreciate it. You know, at 40 acres, we showed a lot of the good bucks we had here that we were after.
Yep.
Ones that we actually let go last year, came back, which was great. The top one I was after obviously disappeared. Long story short, neighbor killed him.
Yep.
I took the second one that I was after. I got two other ones that made it. Both got shot by the neighbors. One on each end of the property with a gun. So, you know, we start over now.
Right.
So what's going to be, you know, our top 10% here next year? So, you know, as to a true quality deer manager, in my opinion, you have to have a lot of property.
I agree.
And you have to have everyone around you
Doing the same thing. Yeah.
And I mean everyone. You can't have just one person that doesn't.
Right.
Which people don't understand that. Like, you can do everything you want correctly in your property. It makes absolutely zero difference if everyone around you does what they want.
Yeah.
And that's 100% fact.
You know, some of the prime examples are people that aren't even involved in hunting. So there's a property that we used to have, that we used to hunt, and the people across the street didn't even hunt. I think maybe they let one person hunt it, but I don't even remember meeting that person.
Mm-hmm.
But irregardless, they had 300 acres there. Okay? And we were on like 20, whatever. The hunting was good because of the 300 acres that didn't get hunted.
Yeah, untouched.
You know, and it wasn't quality deer management.
No.
I have neighbors that talk quality deer management, and they're, you know, they shoot nothing but a little bit bigger deer. But when it comes to their abilities to follow the quality deer management rules about carrying capacity and so on, they will not shoot does at all.
Yeah.
And recently, we've noticed down at my place a serious doe issue becoming, and I think next year is going to be even worse.
Yeah.
Large numbers of deer are not quality deer management, guys.
No.
It's not quality deer management.
You know, the does have to be taken out.
Yep.
You know, it's another mouth to feed, you always say. It's
Yes.
another mouth to feed. Doesn't matter if it's an adult or a fawn, they gotta eat.
Yep.
You know, quality deer, true quality deer management is managing that doe herd first and foremost.
Yes.
It really is. If you're not doing that, you're not quality deer managing at all.
No.
Watching your bucks age and keeping strict tabs on them, seeing which buck is which, and seeing what their growth potential is and what they're doing year to year is another thing of that. And if you're not shooting inferior bucks out of your property,
Yeah.
put your tag on, you're not calling deer managing.
That's correct also.
And you know, we feel free for the comments. I'm sure they're,
Oh, yeah.
but
they're good.
you're not.
No.
So you got to get those genetics got to be out of the herd.
Yeah, most quality deer management people are looking for that 10-point frame and 4.5 years of age minimum.
Yeah.
So think about that when you're out hunting. A 4.5-year-old 10-pointer comes up, which in southern Wisconsin is easily, in most places, 150-inch deer. And you want him to get to 5.5 like you see on certain TV shows. So you're just going to let that 150-some-inch deer walk because he's not old enough. Where I will also say that the majority of people that hunt, including myself, I can't judge a deer on the hoof by his age. I can estimate by looking at his body, like Gladiator this year.
Yeah.
I think he was 4.5 or older.
Yeah, I would say by body size, yes, for
Right.
sure. You can't look at a rack and know how old a deer is.
No.
You cannot. I don't. And people, I'd love people to comment, chime in on that.
Yeah.
Because if you can, whoa.
I'm going to call you a liar.
Yeah. I'm going to agree with Karl.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you can't do it, you know, unless you're, you know, I've asked them before when they walk by me if they had an ID. They don't answer.
No, they
No,
just keep
What
walking.
year are you born? Huh?
Hey,
Come on, guy.
let's go.
You know, if you think about it, a lot of people think about this too. How old is actually a 3.5-year-old buck?
Well,
How many seasons has he seen?
2.
You know, if he's 3.5, he's coming in 3.5. So at a yearling,
Yearling, he didn't
he's
have.
still, but he's still been around.
So he's 4.
So he's 4.
Yeah.
You see 4 seasons.
Yeah.
You know, people don't think about that. Like they're dumber than hell when they're fawns. You watch them run around and play, but it's a year they live through.
They're still fairly dumb at 1.5 years.
Oh yeah. But you just watch as that goes. Like you know, a 3.5-year-old buck has been around.
A little bit, yeah.
You know, into the 4.5 years.
If he's experienced a hunter in a negative way,
Yeah.
he's far more cautious,
Right.
I think. You know, but you know, the quality deer management part of that, you know, that's why we call ourselves property managers.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna shoot 3.5 years old. I'll tell you guys right now, there's deer on my wall that are 3.5 years old are in the 145, 150.
We shot 2 3.5-year-olds this year.
We did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, both Pope and Young Dave.
You bet. And it'll happen again.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's you gotta you know when people get mad. People get mad at this and that. You know, okay, you call it your manager, great.
Yeah, more power to you.
But I don't believe you because, like, in your case by your area, in my case here, I know everybody around here,
Yeah.
so I know how people are hunting, and I don't care how you hunt.
No, it's
It
yours.
does not matter to me at all. So you can't get mad at me at that. You can get mad at me for a lot of things, but not that.
Yeah.
So, but I know people around here that don't do it, and other people want to do it. I get it. Cool. Like I would have no problem doing that.
Right.
if everybody that lived around here, and I don't just mean my immediate neighbors,
Within a mile
I mean
or
this
two.
block
Yeah.
and the block next to us, and we all sat down and said, hey, this is what we're gonna do,
Yep.
and everybody stuck to it, I'd be like, I'm in,
Deal.
and you'd be like, I'm in.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because it's going to, at some point, you know, with what we do and know, we're going to have an opportunity on an absolute slammer.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because they're going to live.
Yeah.
Because you know this guy's not going to shoot this 3.5-year-old now when it walks by you.
Yep.
Which, and people want to argue with us, well, that's not the way to look at it. Okay. But we like to speak the truth, and that's the truth.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, we're gonna throw it out for you.
you know,
I mean,
and that's a trophy to me. A 3.5-year-old buck is a trophy to me.
yeah. Look, I don't care how old the dang thing is. I think if it makes Pope and Young for sure. Well, trophy is in the eyes of the person that shoots it anyway. We'll always say that 80 inches to 180 inches doesn't matter.
Mhm.
But that being said, we've got a few years under our belt, a few deer, and the older we get, the more we are a little picky.
Yeah.
You know, we want to shoot a Pope and Young deer,
Yeah.
and I'll let pretty much every 2.5-year-old deer walk by me. I'm not afraid to do that. They
No,
get to that 3.5
Yeah.
and they're pushing Pope and Young. I'm telling you right now.
I will say we do let 2.5-year-olds go.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we're not. We hope always that between your property and mine, we can at least get a couple of 3.5-year-olds out if that's what we have to settle for.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
Pope and Young deer.
I mean, obviously, everybody wants a bigger deer,
Yeah.
but you know, look at it this way: if you're
Mike,
managing your property,
If you don't let them go, they can't grow.
Correct, sir. I know.
Mike, well, this year. What was it October 19th or whatever? It's the first night I went out on the property before we started vacation. 100 and.
You're gonna hurt yourself with this one again, aren't you?
Yeah, I know. 30 something.
135. I think 135. Let's go 135.
130 some inch 10-pointer. Comes right down. Yeah, I mean he's quartering away at like 17 yards. I don't know. I'll show you guys the video. Or whatever. He got his head in the corn, quartering away, eating. Doesn't have a clue I am there.
He sent me this video.
I'm like,
I will tell you this,
let
and
him
I'm
go.
like, maybe he didn't have a shot. He sent me this, and I'm like, no, I know where he is. I know where he's sitting. And he sent it to me, and I'm like, well, I give you a lot of credit. I said, I did, and I said, because I'll tell you what, I said, if I'm there, and that deer comes down there,
you can pick him up right. Chill.
I am killing him. You know.
Yeah.
And well, whatever. It didn't work out.
It didn't work out. I let him go,
Yeah.
and which was fine. I mean, our
it's fine.
vacation was coming. That was a choice, and I did not shoot a buck that score-wise was.
Well,
I think they're both the same.
in your defense,
Yeah.
you didn't let him go because you didn't want to shoot him.
No.
You let him go because it's early,
Yes.
and we love to be in a tree, like as all of you. Like, and like I don't want to not be in a tree in October.
Yeah, but that's almost getting pathetic. Don't
It
you think?
is,
But
it
while
is.
I look at it back, I look back at it now and I think that.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'll do the same thing.
You probably do the same thing again, you know.
Yeah.
And which is, you know, what's funny, we talk about that, like we don't put ourselves in that position. A lot of times to be on those bucks at that point, we wait and, you know, not that it can't happen.
Yeah, well, it really wasn't hunting bucks that night.
No.
But guess who shows up?
Yeah.
So,
So, yeah, I mean, in our opinion, property manager is what you really should be doing, because you can't slave your neighbors.
yes.
I say it many times, you can't control everything around you, and unless you own and are lucky enough to own
Hundreds of acres.
hundreds of acres, 1,000 acres, huge tracts, farms you see on TV, it really isn't realistic to most people.
Correct.
They can do what they do because the people around them also will do it,
Yes.
because they know what they're harvesting off their property.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, well, these guys are shooting, let's just say 150 and plus inch deer every year.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, so then we're gonna wait,
Yeah.
because at some point one of them is gonna be over here,
Yes.
you know. But you have to have everybody on board. You really do.
And huge areas.
Yeah, huge tracts of land.
Yep.
Everybody on the same page. You know, I've heard of it in places that people do it,
Yeah.
and yeah, it works. Of
Yeah.
course it does, but it means burning buck tags.
Right. And the other part about
You know.
that too is, do you want to be? It comes down to your own personal choice. You want to be successful every year,
Mhm.
You want to shoot a buck every year. Mike and I still want to shoot a buck every year.
We do.
Everywhere we go,
That's our goal.
whether we're out west and hunting another state, or we're with a week, or we're here in Wisconsin hunting our own properties with months.
Yeah.
We want to shoot and be successful on every hunt we go on.
Yeah. It's your own personal goal.
Yes.
What do you want to do?
Yep.
You know, we obviously everybody knows what we want to do. We make it very clear.
Yeah.
So that's what we want to do. Never gonna, bag on somebody if they want something different or if they're waiting for this. Okay.
Well, good.
That's
Congratulations.
fine. Yeah,
Hopefully it works out for you.
Yeah.
Because we both know, and there's a certain individual in this local area, he hasn't shot very many deer, but he won't shoot a buck unless it's absolutely huge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And he's passed deer that 150-inch 10-pointer walks by him, and he's like, well, I don't know. Worried about whether or not his brother's gonna bitch at him.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Who cares?
Yeah, I get it, but again, these individuals also are fortunate enough to have a lot of property.
Yep.
So in their defense, I understand that part of it too. But that deer walks by me, it's getting dead.
Yep. Yeah, dude. I guess another thing, do what you want to do for you. That's another thing. I know you think it's not on this topic, but don't do what you think people want you to do.
Yeah, you're not here hunting for other people. You're hunting for you.
Hunt for yourself. Do what's feasible for yourself. And I can remember saying this in my woods last year when I picked this deer. I'm like, you're not happy with this? You can't be happy.
No, yeah, you said that right.
If you're not happy with this, you can't be happy. That's all I'm going to say.
Really,
Yeah.
but and I don't care. I guarantee you, people watched our hunts and said, "Well, I wouldn't have shot that deer."
Of course.
And I'm like, "Great, I don't care."
Yeah. But
Cool.
I did want to shoot
Yeah,
it.
but I did.
Yeah.
I did.
And he's going on my wall.
He's a taxidermist.
Yeah. Yeah.
Our taxidermist loves us.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he makes a few $1,000s off of us
Yeah.
each year.
Yeah.
Each.
So he should start giving us a better deal. We plug him here maybe a little bit.
Yeah, we're gonna start kind of working a deal, I think.
I mean, $5.
I'm pretty sure $5. Come on, Jeff. Jeff, $5. Just saying.
Jeff, $5.
Get with it, man.
$2.50 a piece we'll even settle for right now.
Nice. Throw you in, kick the name in for a little bit of sponsorship.
Right.
So, we're going to call that the end of the podcast. Thanks for listening to The Obsession. We appreciate you guys. That was a interesting question.
Yeah, thanks for the question, though. That's the kind of stuff that we want to hear.
Yeah.
So,
if you guys get a chance, check it out here on YouTube. Remember to subscribe in the lower right-hand corner of the screen right down here. Just hit the Reaper. Boom. Also, we appreciate you guys listening on the podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeart.
RSS.
Also at rss.com. Thanks for listening. We'll catch you guys next week.
Later.